What's up, traders? It's been a while since I made a video. So I'm just making this because I did get a request about Gannzilla in particular. Gannzilla is a pretty interesting program. It's I don't really like it as an ephemeris, really, or like to use its zodiac kind of aspects, but its kind of mechanical aspects are quite good. As you can see, like the protractor, I can rotate that clockwise, counterclockwise, and what I do personally is I'll set it to like 123, whatever the Earth's degree is what I tend to work with, and I'll rotate the protractor here, as you can see, to whatever the Earth degree is when I'm trading. And look for harmony lining up there. You can also rotate your geometries here as well. But to keep things fairly straightforward, what I find most predominant and most important to understand about Gannzilla and trading, this is just numerology is really where it thrives. Not so much with astrology, but its numerology is quite good, and that's where and this is my opinion, but certainly do your back testing and you should find some solid results, as I have. The square of 4, it's my opinion that the 4 here would be for 5-day markets, so stocks, right? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 5th day on a 5-day market, that 5th day is what's rotating over outside of the, in this case, it would be the square of 4, right? So for stocks, you would want to be using the square of 4. Square of 9 is very diverse. You can use this on any market. I prefer it on Bitcoin and 7-day markets, preferably. The circle of 12 and the circle of 24. Now you can be creative with this. One thing you need to understand about the zodiac and astrology in general is as above, so below. So these mirror each other. So you can do the math of it. Circle of 12 could be a 6-day market, and you're taking half of it in consideration. Or, you know, for a 24-hour market, maybe you want to use the circle of 24, and each one represents 1 hour, as opposed to using it for days, right? Personally, though, if you know, for forex and commodity markets, 6-day markets, I use the hexagon. Now, that kind of contradicts what I just said. It is debatable. I mean, you can debate this amongst anyone that trades numerology and uses the wheels and you know, any sort of geometric formation, whether it's a wheel, a circle, or a square, whatever it is, or you could put numbers in a triangle, whatever. Anyone that trades numerology is going to debate what is this shift. It certainly is time related, but what is this shift all about? Me personally, I just go with the flow. I can trade either Bitcoin, you know, 7-day market, or a 6-day market off of a hexagon. I prefer my hexagon to be set to 720 if I can. Bitcoin isn't really working too well with that right now, but you'll find a lot of other markets, you know, forex markets and things. The 720 hexagon's quite nice, but so that's the debate. Really, is when is in that transition, right? So that's something very key to understand when you're trying to use, Gann, you know, numerology in general, and that takes a ton of back testing. And you know, I've back tested numerology till the cows come home, and it's very hit or miss in my opinion. But you know, feel free to be creative with it. Find one market, and that's where I've found the best success, is finding each market needs a specific setup, right? So like maybe the USD CAD needs this, but the Euro USD needs something bigger, right? You just need to be, my expression is, you need to tune in to the vibration of that market. Everything has a vibrational signature, and you need to tune into that. We have mathematical tools and computers that do that for us effortlessly. It's not hard. To do it manually is challenging, to say the least, and I do appreciate the pioneers that came before us, like Gann and those people, regardless as to their information is being suppressed or not. But it is certainly nice to use the charts here. You don't need this. I've had much better success trading. This is another free program that you can use. I'm using the free demo version here. Timing Solution, wonderful software, and I've got just the moon's planetary lines on here in the first, and here I'll just put them on again to show you. There is a video of this on the Timing Solution. One of their YouTube channels. You'll actually see this. So there's the harmonic, and what I do is I put the first harmonic, and you just kind of want to find this setup. You'll find different markets where you can see a square, right? It's basically a square if you adjust it the right way, or diamond, sure, but if you change your perception, you've got yourself a square. So from here, what you can do is go ahead and add on. You go ahead and add on your second harmonic, and I like to make that just a little smaller, so it kind of shows the middle, right, of the first one is what it's showing. And then I add on the third harmonic, and I make that one a little smaller still, and that adds the first, second, and third harmonic. And at these intersections here is where you tend to see shifts take place and come in the market, and it's really quite impeccable to see in real time. This isn't again, I don't think I even have actually the right setup on with this. I have a totally different setup than what I had on originally, and this is where the fine-tuning comes in. I just completely put on the wrong. Bear with me, and that's because I didn't adjust here. I just wanted the natal, not paying attention here. So it's the natal moon and the transit moon. We're going to mirror that. I like to just put it black, and there we go. That's looking better. And the first harmonic I put nice and thick, level 3. Then I go back. I need to put it on. So boom, I got that on, and then put on the second one. I make that smaller. And then I'll put on the third one and make that small. And there we go. So you can see these points here, these intersections, really coming into play quite nicely with points where the market shifts. You see we got a point here, which market stalls, point here, market rallies, point here catching this only one little red day. These are, and you can see that it creates the channels, right? See, the free program doesn't really want to remove all of them, but I've removed the one. It creates the channels as well, going both in like kind of an uptrend and downtrend type of channel, and then you have your your middle, your second harmonic is dead in the middle there, and the third harmonic, which I can't seem to remove here without just closing it all entirely, but it's kind of the finer line in there, and you can really see the respect of that if you look at things as a channel as well. So there's multiple signals going on here, and you really do need to train your eyes to trade these types of things. But another very effective thing that TradingView that Timing Solution has is its natural cycles. And you can pop these on and just see a really nice historical view. And Bitcoin is, not by any means, this one's completely off. It's just kind of an offset. So Bitcoin is not the easiest to tune into with natural cycles. One reason why I don't really trade Bitcoin, to be honest, these natural cycles are quite effective on commodity markets and other a lot less quote-unquote manipulated markets, just more complex markets. But you can see a nice little tune there. We have, and you want to just be able to say, okay, like this is a swing, and then a swing, and a swing. It might not always be a high here, as you can see, like in this case here, we said it was going to be a nice swing low, but that came in right around here, and you really, it held on that level. So that's where you really need to be aware that, okay, I maybe missed my chance here. If you're trying to get in on a short here, you could say, I missed my chance here, and this is when you need to be exited, or else this would be coming in, right? And, there's other, all sorts of things that you can put on to confirm that maybe that is completed there, huh? Right. So there's these cycles, these natural cycles are very, very effective for tuning into. I like this one here, actually, on, not Bitcoin, on basically any other market, this weekly one here especially. It really just catches every little push. You'd be surprised. But again, each market you need to tune into, right? It's a tuning in process, like tuning in a guitar to get the right tune for whatever type of song you're trying to play, right? And here it is a nice example, in my opinion, of an inversion. In the Gann community, that terminology is, this market was going down, up, and it was calling for high here, was supposed to be dropping lower here, but completely inverted, putting in a one-to-one harmonic. If you're familiar with waves at all, there's a nice one-to-one kind of harmonic in here, or if you wanted, that's the way I measure my waves, but there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in there as well. And that's really where the inversion comes in, kicking that off right here, and it shows that in the data as we, as we should have been down here, we were inverting up, and then coming in right about here at the peak of this inversion now. So that at what would be the next swing, right? We'd be expecting a low, right? It was right here we were expecting a high. We didn't get it. We got a low, and then all this happened just in this short period of time. That's the inversion coming in, and see how price is inverted on it. We're getting a high now, and it's a low in that. So we could very well be continuing on higher here, and just off of this data, right? If I'm just trading this data alone. Once you start adding like the planetary lines, things start to get a lot more biased with a sell on this market for sure. And this program seems to be lagging. But trying to zoom in here. So yeah, Ganzilla, it's great, but numerology, just it can be tough to create a strategy that's reliable and consistent, and that you can see shaping up consistently. I like to use just the ascendant, the mid-house, and the main cardinal points of the zodiac, which are again shifted. Everything's rotated, but Ganzilla is great if you want to work with geometry and rotate that. I've had some good success rotating my geometries to the Earth's degree and to other things like that, active degrees that are active for the day. Having my geometries rotated to that, and if price happens to land on that, catching yourself a nice swing. But here we are zoomed in on Bitcoin again. And just a real nice ebb and flow, but kind of contradictory with the natural cycles and the moon cycles. I would certainly recommend going with what the moon cycles say on Bitcoin especially. Right, so we got a bit of contradictory. We got the natural cycles really looking up, but then, this one of them is looking down. And actually this finer one is looking down strong too as well. So I think I was right with saying it is indeed down originally. This is really my first kind of more in-depth look at Bitcoin. It's again not a market I trade, just for demo purposes here, for the purposes of this training video. But here's a nice, again, the intersections rallying to another intersection where you're going to be seeing some sort of resistance, and that took days, right? And that's not, you don't want to be getting involved in a buy like on this red day here, or even this one here, because then there's like a week where there's just no money being made at all. And you got to be paying bills. So if you're trying to make money like that, I mean, if you're an investment trader, whole different strategy, and that's where something maybe, different, you can be flexible with, you can do the moon, the sun cycles, right? Maybe you want to be taking bigger targets from there to there, there to there, right? And you're putting on the same type of principles. And you can see, if that were to be what you're doing, a solar cycle, then you'd be getting, this would be when you'd be watching the market at this next intersection, right? And if I pop on the right ascension is the most valid zodiac settings. Right ascension, that's what you want to be using. And it's correct because of, I'll just show you, I don't think I have it set up here. But you know that it's correct because when the Earth is here, it's 0. And like, this is 90, and I think I'm saying this wrong, but whatever, 120, and then it goes 360 around it, and it's right at those points when the seasons come in as well. So this would be like March 20th, and then going into December season here, like going into Capricorn, right? So it'd be, this would be the December season change, December 21st or whatever, right? These are the season changes, and at these cardinal crosses. So that's something that that you're tuned in properly. And I mean, if I just go to like my birthday, December 23rd, 1983. I don't have the time correct there, but you can see I am indeed a Capricorn, and we're just moved into Capricorn on the 23rd, as the 22nd is the first day of Capricorn. So that the chart is lined up correctly, and that happens to be just by coincidence. I happen to be born right there at the season, right? So wonderful. That's a good way to know that your tools are calibrated correctly. If it was good enough for the Egyptians who are working with technologies that we can't duplicate today, I think it's good enough for us to work with. And it's accurate. It makes sense. And this stuff right here, these cycles coming in, are very, very nice to see here in the market. Watch. Nothing but green, bullish aspects all coming in the market together there. Nothing but bullish aspects, and this is, that's the natal chart inside there. This is just the regular wheel for the time, but it's, I'm just clicking randomly in here. It's nothing but bullish aspects, nothing but squares, right? You sell on the trine, which are the reds, and you'll probably be seeing some reds up here. Oh yeah, there's a couple big fat reds there. Hey, look at them, just clicking. Oh yeah, there's a red trine right there, just by chance. Hey, right up here. And what's the market done? It's been dropped and it's gone sideways since. Alright, so anyways, I've kind of been all over the place with this video, but hope it's been helpful to some. And stay tuned. Maybe I'll drop some more in the future. Editing it and everything is really annoying to me. I don't like doing it, so I gotta find a nerd for that. Alright, cool. Peace.